Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. So I found a new addiction on YouTube.
You're kind of a freak when it comes to YouTube things. You know that, right? Like you're a little obsessed.
Really, though, this is how I always am with everything.
You're kind of a freak in general. My apologies.
It isn't just YouTube. Like any subject that I learn, I go really into it and dig in deep.
Is that why we podcast 3 nights a week?
No, it's why we would be podcasting 7 nights a week if it was up to me.
Okay. See, I talked him down to a more reasonable ledge.
She calls it reasonable. I call it giving in.
He's kind of a freak, people. Kind of a freak.
I found a new addiction. You didn't even give a shit enough to ask me what my new addiction is.
All I've been watching for a freaking week has been your new addiction. I don't need to ask you, scambait loving freak.
But the rest of the people don't know that, you dingus.
I just told them.
What did you tell them?
That you're a scambait loving freak.
That's right. I have for a long time been upset by these stupid scammers. I don't like that they take advantage of old women. I don't like that they scare people. I don't like that they think they can treat people like shit. I don't like it. So when I saw my very first scammer video and he deleted the files from the scammer's computer, I was hooked. That was it.
I personally don't give a shit about the deleted files. I like the other dude, the Kit Boga dude, because he wastes their freaking time. Like he wasted 2 hours and 45 minutes of that IRS scammer dude's time. And then when the IRS scammer got so pissed off, he's like, I'm pretty proud of that. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes. He couldn't be scamming a real old lady. He's just an A+ dude.
Well, and that's why they all do it. You know, the one guy's trying to make it so that he wastes as much time as possible, but also damages their computer so they can't use it again. Right. I've seen him delete the customer lists off of their computers that they've purchased of numbers to call.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't really like that he bricked that dude's computer, because now I feel like that dude is just going to scam more because now he needs to buy a new computer.
I see your point.
But deleting the customer lists? Fuck you. You shouldn't have the customer list in the first place, you jackass.
Yeah, because that's all your whole scam right there. But it's interesting because we've seen all the different scams. We've talked to them. We've decided that they're all just as stupid as one another. What tripped me out is he answers a lot of the questions that I've had about how do they pull it off. But those answers have created even more questions in my mind. Like they literally bring up the inspector window on Google Chrome.
Yeah.
So that they can change the values on your bank account screen.
What's interesting is they are supposed to install that thing that blacks out your screen. Well, sorry, Fart Weasel. If you log into my computer and you black out my screen while my online banking is open, I'm going to hold down the power button and you're going to get fucked. But that's it. If I'm stupid enough to fall for it at that point, eat a dick. I want to see what you're doing. It's my computer. It's my bank account.
Yeah,
Don't you black out my screen.
But beyond that, showing the inspect window right there on the screen and expecting people to believe it. And then people do believe it, apparently. How do they miss that he's like,
because he blacks out their screen most of the time.
He kind of gives you an idea in there where he'll be the old lady and he'll go, what is it you're doing there? Why isn't that called like code or MHT something, and like they act like an old person doesn't know what they're talking about. And they go, oh, it's HTML, because they got to show how smart they are. And then he's like, yeah, why are you messing with the HTML? we're not. And all of a sudden it says, you know, from 3,000 to like 9,000 on the screen.
Right.
How do they fall for that? They watch him type it.
I don't think most of them watch him type it because he's smart enough to cancel the screen blackout installation. I think most people just do what they say.
But you're also 100% correct that anybody that connects to my computer and blacks out the screen is done. I'm kicking them off.
Yeah, I would just hold down my power button and be like, get out.
Yeah.
That's enough. Or I would turn off my internet.
Yeah, exactly. Just turn off your internet.
Yeah. I'd be like, you there, guy sitting over yonder. Reset the internet box. This piece of shit's trying to scam me.
Oh, and then you just add a firewall rule, block that crap in the future.
Right.
But I just think it's funny how they operate. And so the very first one that I watched, it was the guy who deleted some files. And it was the very first time he'd ever deleted the files.
That's pierogi.
Yeah. And he pissed that guy off. That the guy was saying, you know, MFer, you know, come S my D. Yeah. One of those guys that just like went completely perverted and gross. That's what they say to me
when I yell at them.
Just right away. Like, what is it that they go there?
I don't know.
And it's not that you're a woman. Did it to him too.
Right.
It's just stupid. But it's interesting to see how it works. But then that brings up more questions about how do they even get away with it? Because like you said, as soon as they black my screen out, they're done. I don't want anything to do with them at that point. I don't trust somebody that does that.
But I think there's people out there who do. They just don't give a shit. They're just like, oh, okay, I'll let you into my computer after I was stupid enough to log into my online banking.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine there are people because, I mean, I've met people on Facebook who don't give anything any thought at all. It's just like they just go with whatever the narrative is.
Right.
And then you correct it for them to your way of thinking, oh, okay, yeah, now I see it your way. And then the other side goes, but this. And then, oh, now I see it that way. And they go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Those people... not valid.
Are stupid as balls.
Yeah, they're not valid.
Stupid.
You don't want to laugh at them because it's rude, but if you were willing to be rude, you'd laugh.
Stupid. I laugh because I don't give a shit if I'm rude to stupid people.
Do you see my cat over here just purring her head off?
Your cat is a complete freak of nature.
She's very affectionate.
You're a scambait loving freak. She's a freak of nature. You guys are perfect for each other because you're a pair of freaks.
I love her. She's my girl.
Freaks.
But then you're right. There's that guy. What's his name? Kit Boga?
Kit Boga.
That guy can just talk and talk and talk. And he has like these little voices that he does.
I like when he gets into the grandma category and he tries to hook the scammer up with his granddaughter.
Yeah. Yeah. There's only been one time the scammer was flat out like, no, that wouldn't work. The rest of the time they were like entertaining her with that, which is funny. But then he just talks to them and uses like logic on them. And he reminds me, remember when I used to watch Live PD and there was that Sergeant Denver Leverett and I'd call him the human lie detector machine?
Yep.
Because he'd be like, you know, is there anything illegal in the car that you shouldn't have? Oh, no. Okay, well, what's that in that bag right there? Oh, that's my marijuana. Well, do you remember when I asked you if there's anything illegal in the car? Yeah. Why did you lie to me? Well, I didn't lie to you. Come on. Is marijuana legal? No. Okay. Well, then when I asked you if there was anything illegal in the car, you lied to me. He takes them down that path and like locks them in. This guy did that too.
The IRS ones are the ones that disgust me the most because they target stupid people and like little old ladies.
Oh, and they work on fear.
Right. Because they tell you you're about to be arrested. And then if you make any like comment about how you're going to tell somebody what's going on,
they tell you, fine,
like,
you're going to just
fine, we'll just arrest
tell your
you.
Story in jail.
Exactly. They try to scare you.
And it apparently works.
And if you don't know what's going on, like if you think you legitimately owe taxes or something, or maybe you are one of those people who does legitimately owe taxes and you're like, oh, fuck, the IRS has found me.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, when he makes the offer that he'll clear her $3,900 debt for $300 worth of Google Play cards.
Right.
Come on.
Does the IRS ever settle for less than you owe?
Well, yes, of course they do, but not in Google Play cards.
Well, obviously.
Like, this is what I'm talking about. It's no different. Like this whole, Google Play cards thing. It's no different with the refund thing. Why would they need to access your bank to issue you a refund? And why are you stupid enough to allow them to?
I know.
And now I know in these videos, he's just doing what the scammer expects, But that means that if the scammer's successful some of the time, and we know they are, or they wouldn't keep doing it, somebody has to fall for that.
Right.
That's shocking to me. Like,
especially since I've never encountered any single scammer that was convincing. Like my favorite to talk to are the credit card scammers. They're all like, we can lower your interest rate. I say, oh, on which card? Full well knowing that I don't actually have a credit card.
yeah.
And there's like, your Chase Bank of America, Capital One, Visa, MasterCard, ma'am. Which one? Which one? Like, all of them. No one single company is going to lower my credit card interest rate on all of them.
All of the credit cards.
I know full well you can purchase lists of people who are customers of Chase or customers of B of A.
Yeah.
Why would you not just buy a list of people from Chase and tell them they're going to lower their interest rate on their Chase Visa? And if they don't have a Chase Visa, then they're going to hang up on you. And if they do, I feel like your likelihood of dicking with them is much higher.
Yeah.
Because you actually know something about them.
Now I might have to consider bleeping that whole entire thing out because we may have just given them a great tip.
They're not listening. They're too full of themselves to listen.
Well, I'm telling you.
I've said this to them on the phone.
I'm telling you, like, that's why I like part of the time the dude that deletes the files and tries to screw with them. Because a lot of the time he just lets them do what they're going to do to show you how the scam works.
Right.
Because then in the end, he messes with them like they syskey his machine and change the password. Well, then he messes with them and he's like, I know what you're doing. You should be ashamed of yourself. Here I am. I know exactly what you're doing. You should be ashamed of yourself. And he just goes on and on and on and on about how ashamed they should be. And they're like, well, why should I be ashamed? Because you're stealing money from people. And like he walks them down that path, just like the Denver Leverett guy does, because he got him during the conversation to buy into certain issues. Yes, this is a yes, that's a no, that's a maybe.
Right.
And then when he actually confronted them with the facts, it was more like a no, a yes, and a yes. Whoop. And he's like, you lied to me completely. And they proves that they've lied. And then they get mad and they start cursing him out. They call him MFer. They tell him to come suck his, what?
It's a giant wiener dog staring at me.
Yeah, I see him. And it's like, it just gets so aggressive, like right away. All because he showed them they're stupid. And then I love it when I've done that to them and they call me stupid. And I love to say back, sure, I'm the stupid one because the second I saw your number come up on my phone, I knew 100% it was a scam. But I'm the stupid one. Okay.
It doesn't hurt that it comes up as scam likely.
Well, yeah, it instantly alerts you to it. But then I've gotten some that are just plain phone numbers, especially on the business line. I got one today on the business line and he called and it actually wasn't a scam. Well, it is kind of a scam, but it's a more specific scam. It was a stupid payday loan thing again.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you know something? The first time this came up was 11 years ago. That means you're long past the statute of limitations on this, which means you could never collect the money, even if this was correct. But I've told you many times that this was 100% a ripoff attempt. You were fooled by someone who had my personal information and they paid to get my bank account number and used it with you and somehow rerouted the money somewhere else that you don't know where it went, because my bank account was closed when you allegedly put that money in there. And the bank has confirmed that it has never had anything but a zero as its balance since the day I closed it. So somehow they had to intercept the money and put it somewhere else. So that's a successful scam. But that's how identity theft happens. And that's what these guys are part of. Like, come on, that dude the other day asking for my credit card number and then trying to shame me by saying, well, I'm not asking you for personal information. It's on the front of the card. That's assuming that I just let any old person pick up my card and look at it.
Which doesn't happen because fuck you.
It's my card. I hold on to that sucker. Like, period. And yeah, so no, just because you say it's printed on the front of the card, that's the bad part.
Right.
That's why, like PayPal, they have better security. Their card number is on the other side with the CVV code and the expiration date printed on the card with text.
Yeah.
Like they normally do your name. So it's small enough that you can't just read it from a distance. So now when I'm at Target, I don't have to worry that someone's looking from behind with a camera, taking a photo and then enlarging it and going, oh, look, there's his credit card number. Let's go rip him off.
Right.
That's what they do.
The only problem with the PayPal card is that all the numbers are on the same side.
Yes.
Like with a regular credit card, you usually have to get a picture of both sides.
Yes.
Well, at least the expiration date of the PayPal card's still on the front.
Yes.
I don't know. I hate everybody.
But scammers scam because they think people are stupid.
But really, they're stupid. They're not even good at it. I could respect if they were good at it, but they're not.
Well, like, how about that guy? So you'll go get me 4 $500 Google Play cards. No.
Okay, 2.
2 $500 Google Play cards. No. Okay, 1 $500 Google Play card. No. What? You don't want to give me any money? Like, he literally begged for cash.
Yeah, he was gonna call her every day and make a train sound for her.
Yeah, she gave him some money.
Yep.
She loved trains. But what an insanely stupid approach trying to scam money out of someone.
Right?
Like I'm saying, just the whole, here, I'm going to refund you money. Let me connect to your computer. Why do you need to connect to my computer to refund me money? Like, seriously. Oh, and then, wait a minute. Whoops. I wire transferred $8,000 to your computer when I was only supposed to wire transfer $800. So now you need to pay me back by going and getting me Walmart gift cards. Yeah, because that makes sense.
I just can't. Like, I have so many ways these scammers could be less useless and scam more people.
Well, and you know what people don't realize? People are like, well, no, you don't necessarily know their financial information. Well, here's the thing. They completed a transaction with you. You can instruct your bank to go into that transaction and edit the amount. And they'll edit the amount to 800.
Seriously?
And then, yes. And then off it goes through La La Land.
Interesting.
And they'll do it.
I like when the granny says, oh, I live nearby there. I'll just come by and drop off a check.
Oh, no, ma'am. Can't do that. No, ma'am.
Why not? You're just down the street from me.
But you know what is interesting? Because you make a good point. The IRS ones, they're nasty to the people on the phone. They act like they're, the emperor and you're the peasant.
Right. Like,
somehow you're their slave.
I don't feel like the IRS would be quite that aggressive with you the first time they're in contact.
No.
I feel like the IRS is generally more professional.
Yes.
And they don't tell you to suck their dick.
They progressively increase their pressure
without becoming
to get
rude.
Your attention without being rude. They just kind of go, well, we gave you level 1 and you kind of blew us off. So here's level 2. Here's what we can do at level 2.
And then you feel like they go all the way up to level 10. And then
it's up to you. Exactly. It's up to you to react at some point.
Right.
But in a sense, whatever level you can tolerate, you tolerate. Saves you a little bit of tax money for a little while, I guess. I don't know. But that's what it feels like they're doing, like waiting it out.
I just can't. I hate the scammers, so I love the Scammerbait. But I'm kind of Scambaited out. Like, I feel like we've seen all of the options. Now, I want to watch a live one.
Except we just saw, I do too. We just saw.
Oh, we were supposed to do that tonight. It was at 7 p.m. Eastern.
That would have been at 4 our time. So that would have been, there was one on there. Oh, what were they going to, I can't remember what it was. But there was one in there that we for sure haven't heard before.
The marriage scam one that we saw pop up?
Yes, that's the one we haven't heard before. That's interesting. But you know what else they haven't approached? The love scam ones.
Well, it's because who's going to fall in love with someone over the phone?
But I get this stuff all the time.
At least they can send nudes over Instagram.
But I get this stuff all the time where these crazy people come at you and they're like, hello. And I'm purposely like, hi.
Did you see the one?
And then they'll say, how are you today? Fine.
Did you see the one? Or were you asleep when he was pretending to be Spider-Man?
Yes, I saw that.
And he was telling them his girlfriend, Mary Jane. And this camera asked him to send nudes of his redheaded girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. But that's what's funny, like I just keep it real short. I don't say much. And it eventually pisses them off.
I never check my DMs on Instagram. So for all of our listeners that may have sent me all that hate mail I always ask for, do you DM on Instagram? I still haven't read it.
Yeah, well, I have.
You can't read my DMs, you dingle.
Sure I can.
No.
Because they send it to the show.
No.
Because that's where we tell them to send it.
I feel like they may have stalked me personally.
It's what you think, but see, I edit that in there. Make sure it says the right thing.
I feel like I still don't. I know I get DMs, but I never read them.
Why not?
Because the last time I went on my own Instagram account was probably a month ago because you told me there was pictures of Odin.
That was only like a week ago.
It feels like it's been 10,000 years since this morning.
Yeah, well, that I don't disagree with you on. These have been long days. Long, tiring, sleepy days.
Yep.
Very tiring. Like, I could go to sleep right now. It's so tiring.
Well, in that case, good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye, big boy. Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.